The galaxy was vast, filled with countless species, each with their own triumphs and tragedies. Among them was the Vey'lari, a proud and ancient race known for their crystalline biology and telepathic abilities. Their society was built on hierarchy, with the royal family at the top, revered as the living embodiment of their planet's life force. But even among the Vey'lari, there was one who stood out: Princess Lira'el, the youngest daughter of the High Sovereign. Lira'el was born with a rare defect. Her crystalline structure was fragile, prone to fractures, and her telepathic abilities were stunted. In a society that prized strength and mental prowess, she was seen as a burden, a symbol of weakness. Her siblings, all radiant and powerful, overshadowed her at every turn. The royal court whispered behind her back, and even her father, though kind, could not hide his disappointment. 4 years, Lira'el lived in isolation, confined to her chambers. Her only companions the soft hum of the palace's energy fields and the occasional visit from her caretaker, an elderly Vey'lari named Vey'lari. She had long accepted her fate, to live a life of quiet obscurity, never to contribute to her people's greatness. But everything changed when the humans arrived. The Terran Alliance was a newcomer to the galactic stage, a species that had only recently mastered faster-than-light travel. They were brash, inventive, and unapologetically curious. Where other species saw limits, humans saw possibilities. Their ships were crude by Vey'lari standards, but their ingenuity was undeniable. When the humans requested an audience with the High Sovereign, it was seen as a formality. The Vey'lari had little interest in these upstarts, but diplomacy demanded they be given a chance. The meeting was held in the grand hall of the palace, a towering chamber of shimmering crystal and light. Lira'el watched from her balcony, hidden from view, as the human delegation entered. They were unlike anything she had ever seen. Their skin was soft and pliable, their movements fluid and unrefined. But there was something in their eyes, a spark, a determination that captivated her. She listened as their leader, a woman named Dr. Elena Marquez, spoke of cooperation and exchange of knowledge. The Vey'lari nobles scoffed, but Lira'el felt something she hadn't in years: hope. After the meeting, Lira'el did something she had never dared before. She reached out to the humans. Using a small communication device Vey'lari had smuggled into her chambers, she sent a message to Dr. Marquez. It was simple, just a few words. "Can you help me?" To her surprise, the response came quickly. "We'll try." The next day, Dr. Marquez and her team were granted permission to tour the palace. Under the guise of cultural exchange, they made their way to Lira'el's chambers. The princess was nervous, her fragile form trembling as the humans entered. But Dr. Marquez approached her with a gentle smile. "You're braver than you think," she said. Reaching out like that took courage. Lira'el hesitated, then projected her thoughts into the human's mind. "I am broken. My people see no value in me. But I believe you are different." Dr. Marquez nodded. Humans have a saying: "It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up." We don't see brokenness. We see potential. Over the next few weeks, the humans worked tirelessly to understand Lira'el's condition. They studied her crystalline structure, analyzed her telepathic abilities, and even consulted their own experts in biomechanics and neural interfaces. The Vey'lari nobles were skeptical, but the High Sovereign allowed the experiments to continue, if only to humor his daughter. Then came the breakthrough. The humans proposed a radical solution: a hybrid exoskeleton made of advanced polymers and nanotech, designed to reinforce Lira'el's fragile body while enhancing her telepathic abilities. It was a risky procedure, but Lira'el agreed without hesitation. She had nothing to lose. The surgery took hours. The humans worked with precision, their hands steady despite the complexity of the task. When it was over, Lira'el awoke to a new reality. Her body felt stronger, more stable, and her mind was alive with possibilities. She could sense the thoughts of those around her, not as a faint whisper, but as a clear, vibrant symphony. The transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Lira'el emerged from her chambers, no longer the frail princess hidden away, but a radiant figure of strength and grace. The Vey'lari were stunned. Her siblings, once dismissive, now looked at her with a mix of awe and envy. The High Sovereign wept openly, his pride in his daughter restored. But Lira'el's journey was far from over. With her newfound abilities, she became a bridge between the Vey'lari and the humans. She advocated for closer ties, for the sharing of knowledge and resources. Her people, once skeptical, began to see the value in the humans' ingenuity. Together they achieved wonders, advances in medicine, technology, and even art. Years later, Lira'el stood before the Galactic Council, not as a crippled princess, but as a leader in her own right. She spoke of unity, of the strength that comes from diversity, and of the power of hope. Her words resonated across the galaxy, inspiring countless species to look beyond their differences and work together. As she concluded her speech, she turned to Dr. Marquez, who stood among the delegates. "Thank you," she projected, her thoughts filled with warmth and gratitude. "You gave me more than a new body. You gave me a new life." Dr. Marquez smiled. "You did that yourself, Lira'el. We just gave you the tools." And as the council erupted in applause, Lira'el knew that her story was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast, filled with endless possibilities. And for the first time she felt ready to explore them all.